Just thought on day one, being back out here for camp once again.
Well, excited, man. Told these guys, it seems like it's been a long time, and even just dealing with these guys, you can see they have a great sense of purpose when they're out here, and so it was a good day. Some stuff we got to clean up, but I really like the energy and enthusiasm. And as I told them at the end of practice, now we just work forward and getting better incrementally every single day.
Anything or anyone stand out in particular today?
Honestly, to be honest, AJ, I'm trying to watching everybody and seeing things, and Mari Henderson looked and moved really well. Jones, number 82, the receiver, really some nice speed. You can tell he can really roll. Thought Nick Martiner is, coming into his second year. Look good out there. And probably the biggest thing again, Drew looking natural. And the last thing I talked to them about having Adarius Pickett out there, seeing him moving around as naturally and up to speed was fantastic.
Yeah, that's where I was going next. Less than 8 months since he tore his Achilles. So how significant was it to have him out there and taking reps?
Oh, it was outstanding. Throughout the whole off season, I watched Darius attack his rehab, and so it was just ecstatic. And that's why I had him break it down today, moving around, his natural leadership showing out there. So it was really good for us. Again, he's one of the guys who sets the tone for us, and so having him out there was just outstanding.
How do you handle just his workload for camp?
Yeah, JB and Sean and myself, we work through that, right? You don't want to overtask him and his body as he works his way back. So we've got a good plan in place, and we'll stick to that to make sure. At the end of the day, we got a specific goal that we're attacking this year, and we want to make sure we have all the pieces ready to do that come the regular season.
When you look at a lot of the ones, how nice is it to have so much continuity back? Especially you look at your front seven, you look at just your entire offense. There's a lot of returning pieces.
Yeah, there's a lot of returning pieces, and that's a great thing. When we talk about consistency, we want to be consistent, and we want to be consistently better. This was a really good off season for us where we could be very pointed in who we wanted to add and where we needed to add. But the guys working together, and you could see some of the flow with the ones out there. They have a great understanding of offensively on what Tommy's trying to accomplish, and then the ones on defense, with that group, them jumping into Coach Field's defense. But what they can show is their flow and how hard they play as they learn the new system.
Is the secondary probably the one area that has maybe some of the biggest question marks going in terms of competition here?
Well, I think it's going to be a very competitive group. Yeah, I think you're right. Really like the guys who were coming back from last year, and really like some of the new additions. So those guys, this camp, they're going to have to work to earn a spot. One of the things we talked about is nothing's given, everything's earned, and there's going to be great opportunity for these guys to earn a position on this team, but they got to come out here and perform at the end of the day.
And last one for me, just on CJ Colton and the opportunity. I mean, he played one game for you last year, but gets the day one first team reps.
Yeah, CJ worked hard in his time up here last year, and very excited to see what he can do. But when it's day one, I think a lot of you guys look at who's with the ones and things like that. We talk about it being a position chart. Yeah, he's got the first opportunity there, and at the end of the day, I always say this: I got the chart in my office. I don't set the chart, they set it, right? These guys, everyone's got a fantastic opportunity. They'll set the depth chart as we move forward.
Just got two for you, Bob. Just first one, bit of a different setting for training camp. Can you talk about the facility first day here in Kingston and what you're looking forward to the rest of the training camp?
Yeah, no, I'll tell you what. Kingston, first off, I'll say the city. I'll tell you what, the GPS on my motorcycle must be a few years old, because on my trip down here, it took me through the whole city, and what a beautiful city you guys have down here. I think the environment here, when you look at this Queens football facility, is just outstanding. the coach has done a fantastic job in how they have it set up. The messaging he has inside here is transferable to our team as well. It's going to be a great thing for us having everybody out here, kind of a little bit isolated from Ottawa, and I don't just mean the players, but it's all of us, our football operations, coaches, putting together, as we form, what we call our football brotherhood, our football family. And so we'll be together at all times, and I think that's a fantastic thing for us.
And then last one I got, just kind of, how do you carry the momentum from last season, a successful year, making the playoffs for the first time in a long time, into this year, looking to take that next step?
Well, yeah, obviously, when there's certain things like the continuity of our offense that we talk about and the new schemes that we have defensively, yes, we want to carry over some stuff. But at the end of the day, the most important thing we got to recognize is that last year was last year. Right, we're moving forward from there. Yes, we took some good steps, but this is a new year, and what we did last year doesn't hold a whole lot of weight. What we got to do is move forward. We're starting at a place further ahead than where we were, but now we got to keep grinding and do what we have to do from this point forward to get better every single day.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Drew, back for day one of camp. How you feeling out there?
Oh, good. It's good to see everybody get out there and compete. A lot of fun.
For you, how much more comfortable are you knowing you're the guy back for year two here and just that comfort level with being the number one quarterback?
Yeah, I think being comfortable in your environments, kind of a part of being in the league and being with the same team. It's always a good feeling to know the guys you're going to be around and have a relationship with them. I think that's pretty much among other things, knowing the system, obviously. But I think the biggest thing is just having a relationship with everybody and kind of being able to communicate in a way that's urgent, where I feel comfortable doing that because of the relationship that we built last year.
How big is just that continuity? You look at, the number ones in offense, and there's you and 8 other guys that know each other and your tendencies very well.
Yeah, it's great. And I think that, I think a lot of people talk about it. We still need to have the same level of urgency that we have, last year to kind of continue to build on what we've done. So, that's a good place to be, but it's all it is right now is continuity. We have to continue to build and stack days,
How do you build chemistry with some of the newer guys,
Yep.
like Geno Lewis and William Stanback, and even your center and Peter Godwin?
Yeah, you talk to him, you communicate with him, you get to know him quick, and it's just there's no substitute for spending time with them, and having those conversations and seeing things on the field, and prioritizing certain things that we need done. So I think they're going to fit in great. They're great guys, and we're excited to have them.
Last one, just on expectations. How much higher are expectations here compared to where you were a year ago?
Honestly, I don't really think about them. I think as a player, your expectations and your standard are high all the time, regardless if you're first year or you've been somewhere for 10 years. It's constantly trying to build, constantly trying to improve every day. So I would say that most of the guys don't look outside of the locker room for expectations. They look, kind of within. So, all right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Good to see you.
You too.
Adarius, back out here and taking reps with the ones. It's less than 8 months since your injury. First off, how you feeling?
I feel really good. Nothing but God getting me back to this point. I had an amazing team of people working with me in LA, from my trainer Jamal to my doctor Tim, who was doing my physical therapy. UCLA strength staff, the head coach. A lot of people was put in play to help me get back to where I am right now.
Did you anticipate that it was going to be this quick a timeline, over the last little bit?
I knew we was pushing. We was pushing the process, doing a whole lot of rehab, doing a whole lot of workouts, different variations of workouts to get me back up to speed. And like I said, over the last, 2 months, we was really pushing. And just like I said, the team of people that I was working with, they did a tremendous job to get me back to, as you see, running around, doing all my same moves I'm always used to doing.
So how do you, is there a load management that you need to do through camp just to ensure that you're not overtaxing yourself?
The new athletic trainer JB and Coach Dyce and Berg, and my coaches too, they have figured that out, process to what my load management will be, and I'm just following along their plans. That's where we are right now.
Overall, just what was your impression of day one of camp?
I'm excited. I think we have a pretty good football team. I think the same players from last year are here and ready to work. I think some of the new additions that we have and some of the young guys, they look pretty good today too. So I'm excited to see how this work goes throughout camp and then heading into the season.
Just when it comes to the secondary, it feels like that's probably an area where it's going to be most competitive for spots. There's a lot of, you look at offense and you kind of you see what you get and you think, okay, that's probably your opening day starters. So what would be your advice to, some of those guys back there in terms of, trying to win a job?
Compete at a high level, take advantage of every opportunity that they are given. And it's not about where they are right now. Taking the reps, it's about maximizing the opportunity they have on the field. You never know when it's going to be your last, reps or in-game and practice situation. So just take advantage of that and compete to the best of their ability. They're here for a reason.
Thanks, Pick.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Geno, just a thought on day one of camp as you open up here today in Kingston.
It was a blessing, man. First up, I just got to thank my Lord Jesus Christ, man, for this opportunity again. First day was awesome, man. Offensively, defensively, special teams. A lot of guys are already kind of on the same page right now. I think this is probably this is my 9th year in the league. This is probably one of the best first days I ever had when it comes to offense. You can just tell a lot of the guys, this is their second year in it. And, they're moving faster, they're playing faster. And everybody just communicating and talking, man. So I was excited with the day.
How much does it help that, there is a lot of continuity on that offense? There's 9 guys that were starters back here amongst the 12. So how does that, as someone who's new, plugging in, is that easier than if there's 6 or 7, for example, all trying to find their way?
Yeah, I think it also just depends on, what your position and what you're coming in to do. I think, them bringing me in, they were literally just putting me in to fill a piece, that they really needed. And it was like super natural, just me coming into the offense and, me being in the league and being a vet, been seeing so many offensive now and so many terminologies that a lot of things just start clicking a little faster. So it was just an easy adjustment. The guys, they brought me in and they embraced me. So I'm excited and I'm really excited just about the commodity that's going on already.
How do you build chemistry with your quarterback, Dru Brown?
Catching the ball, just catch the ball wherever he throw it to me. Make a play, be the eraser. He don't have to throw a perfect ball. Just give me an opportunity, and I'm gonna go out there and make the play. So at the same time, we gotta get some stuff on the field, off the field. Just keep building our relationship. Drew's a cool dude. He's cool, collect. You know what I mean? So he's easy to talk to. If we need any help with anything, it's easy for him to communicate with us. So I'm just glad to have him, be in that position.
And what's, I know it's early, but what's it been like in the receivers room so far?
It's love, man. The thing is, we got a lot of veterans. So, some of these guys, we're kind of some of the same age a little bit. We know each other since college. Some of us in the same high school classes and stuff like that. So, some of us got a lot of the same mentality, same mindset, and it's just easy for us to just help the young guys and just help them grow, help them get better each and every day. And we just build as a collective group, and the sky's the limit for us.
How do you help some of the young guys?
Little techniques, little attention to detail, just little things that they're coming from university to the pros now. The speed's a little faster, shot clock is a little faster and all that stuff. So you just got to tell them you got to be able to think a little faster and react a little faster, and just slow the game down. And as time keeps going, year after year, camp after camp, the game will slow down as long as you're doing the right things.
How you feeling, red and black?
I love it, man. I feel like I look good in it. A lot of people say I look good in it, and just I'm excited to go out there and make some plays for this team, man, and just start the path to the Grey Cup.
Thanks, Geno.
Yes, sir. No
Appreciate
problem.
it.
Thanks, y'all.
Thanks.